Hi, I'm Sagemudkip, and welcome back to another Pokemon video. And today I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Black and White and its incredible sequels, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I would like to talk about for this video is the introduction of fully animated sprites for every Pokemon. Because of course, in every generation prior to Gen 5 and Gen 5 itself, Pokemon had beautiful pixel art for all the graphics. Until a certain game changed that. Anyways, for example, here's what Mudkip looked like in Ruby and Sapphire, his debut generation. Here's how Mudkip looked in Diamond and Pearl, and here's what Mudkip looks like in Black and White. I really love this sprite as well, but then, look how good the animation is for this! But of course, not everything is perfect, and this video isn't just me saying how great Gen 5 is, because it's not even my favorite generation, obviously. I mean, look, Mudkip is literally my mascot. Every Pokemon I like is, at least related to home. I like Cohen, okay? I'm sure that's pretty obvious to everyone. Okay, anyway, so the bad part about the animation is sometimes the Pokemon look kind of weird in between frames. Like, their body just moves in a specific way that makes the pixels look jagged and blend into each other. But for the most part, the animation is generally good. It's just that weird little... It's kind of weird why it happens. I still don't understand. But yeah, that's just generally the bad part about the animation. Moving on. Now the next thing is the music. Now no one's doing it. Pokemon's OSTs are very iconic and great to listen to. Some of my particular favorites from Black and White include Professor Juniper's theme, Accumula Town Driffle Say, mostly known for the toothless dancing meme from around 2023 now, and Unwavering Heart, which is practically the sad background music for YouTube videos. I mean, hey, even I have used them in some of my videos, which they're probably coming up eventually. There's gonna be like 3 videos this week. And there's a ton more. The OST for Black and White, and most Pokemon games in general, have such great themes and tracks, which will always be used in some form, whether it be its original purpose for the games or whatever the hell this video is. Now, the last on my list of things to talk about for this video is the Pokedex and the Pokemon themselves, which is obviously the longest part of the video. So, starting off with the starters. Horrible pun, I know. I'm just like a certain skeleton.
Sans?
Firstly, we have the grass starter, Snivy, which I don't mean to be that type of Nintendo fan that complains about everything, because I'm usually the latter, aka I enjoy most things. But I don't really like Snivy, Surfine, or Superior that much. Don't start mashing your keyboards. No, this is not rage bait. I never rage bait. I'm nothing but honest on my opinions on this channel. No, I do not hate them. They are just like one of those Pokemon you think have okay designs, but you never really pick them for your team. And Tepig is roughly the same. I enjoy Tepig, but I quite dislike Ember and Pignite, largely because the trend of fire starters and starters in general becoming more humanoid. No, I don't hate humanoid Pokemon fully either. Machamp for Hitmons and other fighting type Pokemon makes sense, and so do others in some sense, like Gardevoir, or on topic of speaking about Gen 5 Gothitelle. But the internet kind of ruined the chance of me liking Ember or Incineroar or other stars. And definitely not Delphox. I've seen the horrors firsthand. Anyways, what were we talking about? Gen 5? Yeah. Don't expect an apology, Delphox fans. You guys are weird. And on the other hand, I really like Oshawott. And this isn't bias. The design is pretty great, and I've used it in all my Gen 5 playthroughs. It's just, in my opinion, the best out of the 3. Now moving on from starters, because that section was long. The rest of the Pokedex is quite great in my opinion. There's some pretty meh ones. There's some that are awful. But there's some great ones in between them too. And I mean, it's the same with any Pokedex or monster collecting game for that matter. You can't make every single one enjoyable for all people. Sure, everyone will have a favourite, but most people won't agree. Just like Miltank fans. If I see a Miltank fan, I have a special gift for you. It's called a gun. But back to the Pokedex. It's the largest regional dex in the series so far. and most likely it will stay that way. Will Gen 10 break it? I mean, it is 5 gens after it, plus the 30th anniversary game, so I guess maybe it can have like 200. But still, as I said earlier, 200 Pokemon is still a lot. But 156 Pokemon in the Pokedex is already pretty expansive. I mean, that's only 5 extra Pokemon from the original 151 that Game Freak loves oh so dearly. And this might as well be a video on its own, because the amount of Gen 5 mons that fill the same role and design philosophy of Gen 1 mons is a lot more than you think. For a pretty known example is Audino, being the Chansey of Unova. I mean, anime fully got rid of Nurse Joy's Chansey for Audino in that saga of the story. But back to speaking in depth about particular mons. So I'm going to be talking about some of my favorites, non-favorites, unfavorite, how would you say that?
Least favorite.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so as I was saying, some of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 5 include, and we're doing this in Pokerap form, Chandelure, Blitzo, Tempo, Sagemudkip, Golipede, Sandile, Dwebble, Archeop, Zorua, Bisharp, Emolga, Electros, Adshu, Fracture, Haxorus, Hydreigon, catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon! Now aside from that cool unofficial Gen 5, like 20-second Pokerap, that was sarcasm by the way, I know my singing sucks. There's of course some, stinkers. Now, despite Trubbish and Garbodor being on screen there for the pun, they ain't actually that bad in my opinion. They go in a B tier, C tier, I don't know. But aside from another joke, there's actually some Pokemon in my opinion. And of course, all of this is my opinion. I'm not saying anything here is definitive facts. You have your opinions, and I can have mine. So with that out of the way, shock and throw shock! Now, a list of some Pokemon I mildly dislike from Gen 5 are like Lilligant, I don't know. I guess. Let's just dive straight to the ones I hate. Now, I really don't like Basculin. Basculegion is cool. Nice Azui in Pokemon. But we're talking about this stupid striped piranha. And I do not like it. This thing. I can't explain why. Just looking at it. Maybe it's because I may be definitely afraid of piranhas and other wacky sea creatures, including the spider crab. I'm starting to think J. Jonah Jameson had a point about spiders. Now continuing, I also personally don't like these guys. Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus. Yeesh, I hate these Pokemon very much. I wish they didn't exist. They look like Magic the Gathering or Digimon creatures, not Pokemon. Then again, Landorus T did rule competitive like multiple times. Well, that's even worse if you ask me. Oh well, I don't play competitive. More Pokemon I don't really like from Gen 5 include the Elemental Monkeys, Conkeldurr, Sock and Fro, as I said already, the entire Gothita line, Swanna and Ducklet, and just a couple more like Among Us. I mean, it looks like Among Us, I don't know. But yeah, you can never have a perfect list of characters or creatures. Like unrelated, but Mario. A majority of the enemies and actual characters are great. Yoshi and DK are my favorite. They're goats, I love them. But then you have the Boom Booms. And what the hell even is that thing called? But yeah, that's all I gotta say for the Pokemon side of things. And, well, the last part of the video. This was a slightly longer one as I'm starting to write scripts for my videos. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and that's all I gotta say. Bye.